think you're annoying, huh? Again, if you're watching after the fact, like I said before, you just got out of work or whatever, and this ain't even live anymore, you don't care because you're getting here, and it's like, it's all the same to me. I don't know how many people are in the chat right now. I'm here, and that's all that matters. And I actually kind of like that aspect of it. But for the people that are going to be live right now, they're going to be like, hey, what's up? You're supposed to be live at 9 a.m. PST. And I'm like, fool, you don't know what part of the world I'm at. It might be 9 a.m. PST where I'm at right now. Don't judge me. You don't know where I'm coming from. You don't know what kind of county I live in or whatever. Probably 9 a.m. right now. For those of you coming in later, like I said, it doesn't matter. We don't even need to be talking about this right now. This is not the kind of way to start a show. But those of you just rolling in right now, like, hey, fool, I'm already having my lunch. It's not like that. And it is, you know, maybe, like, hypothetically, let's say that was the case. Maybe I was a little bit hopeful to say 9 a.m. PST because I think ever since I did that I don't think I made it even one single time. But even having said that, again, you don't know where I'm at right now, fool. It's probably like 9:01 right now where I'm at. You know how many different time zones there are? Have you ever been in one of those rooms that have like 9 different clocks to let you know like what's going on in different areas? You don't know where my clock's at right now. Don't judge. And I'm not trying to come at you sideways, all right? I'm not trying to roll in the joint like Bono, coming at you with a bunch of attitude, all right? I'm just trying to come at you honestly. I'm just trying to be transparent and talk about everything that there is to talk about, but at the same time, I'm also trying to like give some kind of perspective, you know? And it is getting a little bit tough. It is getting a little bit tricky because I love doing these Below the Beanies. It's become the highlight of the channel for me. But I am working on 2 breakdowns right now, and it's I was up till like 5 in the morning trying to edit. I think I'm gonna release a breakdown today. If that's all I do the rest of the day, and I just edit, I think it might come out way later today, but that might not be a good idea, analytically speaking. So I might have to release it tomorrow. But that's also tricky because I was supposed to go do something tomorrow. Anyway, I just want to say hello to everybody. Thank you for being here on episode 16 of YouTube's #1 MMA podcast. I don't know if you've been around. I don't know if you've been listening. I don't know if you've been in the forums. I don't know if you've been paying attention. But this was just declared last week the #1 MMA podcast on YouTube. And I know what you're thinking, Grandmaster. How is Below the Beanie the #1 MMA podcast on YouTube if your feed keeps glitching like every 20 seconds? I would think that the #1 MMA podcast on YouTube would have better internet service. You would think so. You would think so. But the way that I look at it is like, I'm either going to put my time and my energy and my effort and my resources into getting better equipment and resources and software and internet speeds and whatnot, or I'm going to put all my resources and energy and efficiency into the MMA truth and into gathering my info and my intel and letting you guys know what's going on. And I'm only one Grandmaster. I'm only one Grandmaster before you, and I can only focus on like 2-3 things at a time as opposed to 6 or 7. So right now what I'm doing is focusing on what's happening in the martial arts, mixed martial arts, whatever community. Most people, I think, to be honest, in the mixed martial arts community probably aren't very interested in the martial arts community because if we're going to be honest, they're 2 very different things. But anyway, that's where my focus is at. That's where my focus is at. And there's a lot of things going on right now. Look, I peeked at the news last night. I wanted to take a little look, and I was like, what's going to be going on? I wonder what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. I was having a rough time editing last night. And I was like, every once in a while, I want to take a break. And I was like, I want to just clear my beanie real quick. And I was looking at the news, like, what's going on? What can I look forward to talking about tomorrow? And it's like ever-changing. It's ever-changing. The things that I saw just last night were completely wiped out by the things that I saw this morning. I was like, I got to get on there. I have some things I got to say to the people because I definitely got to finish a couple of videos before January's over. But I knew that I had to be here today. It's very important. I thank you for joining me. It means a lot to me. So one of the things that I think is important to address, because, you know, I said stuff, it's like Joe Rogan. When he goes on the podcast and he starts talking out of his neck or whatever, and then someone corrects him, he's like, oh, that was cringy. Like, I'm glad if someone was gonna correct me, it was my homie though, and like he was just trying to make it all better. But I came on here and I'm saying stuff about Dana White. I'm talking about the pay-per-view increase. We're all talking about it. People don't like it. Everyone thinks that he has all these different agendas for why he's doing it. Maybe it's because he's broke. Maybe it's because Jake Paul's trying to start his own promotion. Dana White's raising the pay. Dana White's letting fighters go. Dana White's bleeding money. All these different fight promotion founders and presidents are coming after him, clowning on him. He's the joke of the community and this and that. And even though he still is, there's something that I think is very important to announce today. And I know a lot of people already know this. I know a lot of people are already looking at the articles and stuff before me. There's two different types of people. There's people who are already in the articles, who are already in the forums, and some of you are probably even writing them. Writing your own little corners of Reddit and whatnot. Some of you guys, you're like, fool, I don't care about that. I just want to see the rock'em sock'em. I don't care about all the drama, the novella type stuff. So you're hearing it all right here for the first time. Well, it came out that supposedly Dana White has nothing to do with the pay-per-view increase. That he has nothing to do with it. And on top of that, Dana White actually came out and said, you know what? I don't like it. Dana White said that he doesn't like the pay-per-view increase and that he had nothing to do with it, and then he throws ESPN Plus under the bus. And he says, it was those fools. It's their decision. I had nothing to do with it. I know this was our best year ever. I know we're shattering records like the #1 MMA podcast on YouTube, Below the Beanie. Record after record being shattered. I know this, he said. He said, why am I going to be raising the prices then in that case? It wasn't me. Now, of course, he could be using ESPN Plus as a front. We don't know what kind of relationship they have. We don't know if it's like Dana White and they're like the big dogs in the corner office and he's afraid of them and he doesn't really talk to them a lot. Or maybe they're homies. And they're like, just use us to, whatever, we'll be a shield for you. Do whatever you want. We got your back. Just like Jake Paul and Showtime. When people start coming after him and clowning on the pay-per-view numbers and then Showtime comes out and they start backing them up. We don't know what kind of relation Dana has with ESPN. I'm not sure about that. But he's coming out and he's openly saying they did it and I don't like what they did. Who knows what this means for Dana White? If he's not even in control of that, if you're the president of the UFC and you don't even, and I know there's different agreements and you're like, yeah, fool, he gave up that, whatever. If you're the president though of the UFC and you don't even have a say in the pay-per-view prices of the thing that you're president of, what else don't you have a say in? Is Dana White's contract up? Is Dana White going to end up being a free agent? Is Dana White going to get released? Is Dana White going to go try to be the president of Bare Knuckle FC? Of Street Beef Scrapyard? We don't know what he has in mind. We don't know what he's going to be trying to do. So I think it's very interesting what Dana White came out and said. I think what he was trying to do was get some of the pressure off him, get some of the judgment off him. Everybody was being mad at him. It's finally getting to him. We've started to see the decline of that thick skin that Dana White once had. We're starting to see him get a little bit emotional, start to break down, start to lash out, start to let people know what's going on up here. And when you go in and out of those different states of testosterone and all the different things that are pumping through, you change. You go through these cycles, And we don't know if he's going to end up coming back. He used to be very tight-lipped about this kind of stuff. I told you last week, Chael Sonnen was saying the same thing, that Dana White used to be a very stoic kind of individual. He wouldn't come out and be getting all aggressive and even giving people the time of day. But it's been very different lately. And he came out and said something that basically backfired. It exposed itself. And now, because of what he came out and said, there's two things that are bad for him. Either ESPN's going to be like, oh, it's like that. It's like that now. And they're going to do him like he's trying to do Nogano. And they're going to be like, fool, you're Donzo. We don't need you. You don't got nothing to negotiate with. We're going to have DC be the next president. We're going to have Joe Rogan be the next president. We're going to teach Fedor some English. See if he wants to come over and do it. He's got a big name. Boss Rutin. There's a lot of lovable individuals in the MMA community that a lot of people will be like, I'd like to see them doing that. The Rock. The Rock could be the next president of the UFC. He could probably be the next president, period, to be honest. But look here. there's two different outcomes. ESPN could be like, "Oh, it's like that, fool? That's how you feel?" And then Dana White's done. Or let's say they're homies and they're like fine with it. What Dana did by exposing himself is he's letting the people know that he doesn't have the control that he once appeared to have. And this seems to apply across the board now. If you can't even control the pay-per-view numbers, how are you going to control health care? You can't even control what some fool's going to pay just to watch an event one night. And you think he couldn't have any kind of a say in the health care? In the fighter pay? What does this fool do? He's a shell. He's a pawn. He's only a pawn in their game. Hey, if you know that, man, I got respect for you. Dana White's only a pawn in their game. That's all he is. He's a front man. Sufi Murr, who would have won? Lawler, Hendricks version versus Covington. Lawler. Covington is a war of attrition type fool. Lawler would have put him to sleep. Covington, I feel like he's one of those ones. He's got that Michelle Watterson type syndrome. I'm always rooting for him, and he always lets me down. I don't like, stop playing with that war of attrition. It's fun to say, and it sounds like, oh, war of attrition. That sounds cool. They always lose though. Lawler would have put him to sleep. And can Rob win if he mixes it up against Israel? Much love, G. Yes, he can. Look, here's why Robert Whittaker can definitely win against Adesanya. Mentally. Robert Whittaker, I was actually very surprised to hear him talking about an ego thing and he underestimated and all that. Because Robert Whittaker is a very composed individual. It was very, you got to give him that. It was very impressive to hear him say that about himself. Because as it is, he's very composed. So for him to actually come out and say something like that about himself is like, all right, that's respectable. So that composure that he could come into this fight with. See, I don't think he's going to come into this fight as someone who's like, I lost, I'm mad now, I'm going to get you back, I've been waiting for this. I think he's going to be like, I messed up. I reevaluated. I made some bad decisions. I'm not going to let that happen again. Like Masvidal came into the second fight with Usman, emotional. Somebody else did that recently. Conor McGregor came into the second fight with Poirier, emotional. There was some other like strong example, someone that did that recently. Or was it not a second fight and they just were straight up emotional? I mean, I know that the Jigga Man just did that, and I'm going to get to it. Because I know I was saying all week, I got that Jigga Man. People asking me, Chikazi or Cater. And I was like, Jigga Man all day. He did the same thing, came in too emotional. Fool rolled up looking like Bono. That fool still hasn't found what he's looking for. Jigga Man rolled up thinking that he was the uncrowned champ and everything. I'm telling you, the division's gonna move on with or without you. Oh. They don't need you, fool. You talk too much of a big game. Man, I had your back, fool. And so apparently you don't have that Oliveira syndrome where you can roll up looking like that, all unfazed and everything, and on a different plane, think you're already he's already the champ, Oliveira, but like you came in with that attitude that's like, obviously you can't back it up. You came in with that too soon. You need to go back and marinate in the favela for a little while. And I don't even know where you're from, Chikazi, but I'm sure you got your own like version of the favelas, whatever you want to call it. I think that fool's from Georgia. Man, I think he could beat Adesanya because Robert Whittaker's going to come in more composed. He's going to come in thinking, I messed up. I was foolish. I'm going to do better. Like, with a repentant, 180 kind of attitude, He's on like that metanoia status. And then like, Adesanya, that fool's a broken man now. That fool's a broken man. His ego was unbelievable. And that fool got one of those, he's got like a big head, and that thing couldn't even contain that ego. That thing against Jan Blachowicz, he's never going to be the same after that. It doesn't matter how much bigger Blachowicz was. It doesn't matter that maybe he jumped ahead too soon and he did the jump too fast the way he did it, and he was still he packed on too much, and then his gynoplastia went wrong, and it doesn't matter. It's all mental. That fool got so much ego that it can't be mental. It's all mental. That fool thought that he was indestructible. He thought that he could not be beat. And look at when he was on that plane, what was he doing? He kept thinking about John Jones. He kept looking past Blachowicz. He kept looking for that big fight at Raider Stadium. That's what he wanted. He thought he was going to do all that secret, speak things into existence, kind of stuff like that. That's voodoo, man. That's voodoo. And I know he's on that voodoo. He's a proponent of whatnot, but I mean, I don't know what went wrong for him in this case. I don't know if he has to go get like a revamp in the motherland every once in a while or what. But it wore off. And the whole time he was thinking about John Jones, and what's he doing now? He's not thinking about John Jones anymore. That's not going to happen. Who's he thinking about? Pereira. That fool is always going to have some other fool on his mind, and it's always going to mess him up. He's over here like, Whitaker, and this isn't going to help him, because Whitaker's over here like, I was dumb. I messed up. I need to do better. And thinking with like a clear kind of attitude, you know. Where on the other hand, Adesanya, he's already thinking, talking papas, I already beat this fool. Why do they keep giving me the same fools? He's over there feeling like Usman in that division. I'm just circling the thing already. I don't need to worry about it. He's thinking about Pereira. He's already dreading that one. And you know he's looking past Whitaker. I don't think he's going to respect him. And what he could do, I think that's going to be an upset for a lot of people. I think Whitaker's going to take it. I'm not betting on it. I don't think it's the end of the world if he doesn't. I'm not like declaring right now that's what's going to happen. I'm just saying I think Whitaker's going to take it. Chuck Fury at FuriousComedy.com. I don't like Chuck Fury's filthy mouth. It's the comedy club's fault. I just control everything about the writing and brand. Chuck Fury at FuriousComedy.com. You know, look at, I know what you got to do. It's just like Dana White right now. Sometimes you got to play the game because of the venue, because of the organization that's like pulling the strings and whatnot. So Chuck Fury, I understand if you're not completely on board with Chuck Fury at FuriousComedy.com and maybe the types of things. But it's good that you are in control of the writing and brand. Hopefully, some way that contradiction can figure itself out and everything will be all good for you, Chuck Fury. Thank you. So let me get back to this. I just wanted to touch on that. Dana White, he's either going to be in trouble with ESPN now, and then he's going to be in the doghouse and whatnot with them, and who knows how they're going to handle that, or he just exposed himself that he really has no power. And that's one of the reasons why someone like Jake Paul, he didn't even want to go to Bellator. Scott Coker's over there like, hey, fool, we'll do this and that. Come over here. We want to work with you. And apparently there was something behind the scenes. I don't know if they didn't want to give a certain percentage or they wanted to have some kind of rights to this or that. But Jake Paul was like, nah, because I want to have more freedom. I want to have more rights and stuff over my brand. I want to be more flexible. So apparently Bellator was trying to tightly hold on to something. So then he started getting in chats with PFL. And he was like, I like how this sounds. Like, I have more freedom. I could do whatever we want. PFL was like, yeah, fool, you want to be CEO? Do whatever. Just get us some more views. So, you see fighters start to take notice and stuff like that. I mean, you got the heavyweight. Back in the day, this was a big thing. Like, there was no bigger thing than being the heavyweight champion. Today, it's like, nobody cares. Because if you're not talking papas, if you're not talking a mad game, if you're not starting beef, if you're not doing crazy stuff outside of the cage, nobody cares. But back in the day, I was like, you wanted to hold on to that fool. But now the heavyweight champion of the UFC, the one they say hits like a truck and all that, they're already going to let him go. They don't even care. And somebody like that, they're just going to go play somewhere else. They are going to get marketed the right way. They are going to be able to have what they want. They are going to be able to ask for this and that and have things accommodated to them. Dana White's letting everyone know, hey, fools, you know how you're always all mad at me and I won't give you this and that? I can't even give you that even if I wanted to. And they're like, then why am I here? ESPN's not going to give it to me. That faceless organization trying to make you the face, but you can't even do anything. They're just going to pull the strings. And then Disney owns it too. And Endeavor and the Fratitas and the... I don't even... Who owns this thing? It's like, who do I even talk to? It's like when I'm trying to chat with YouTube about some problem I'm having and they're like, oh, check the community guidelines. It's like, is this even a real human being? That's like what's going on in the UFC right now. I wouldn't be surprised if YouTube owned the UFC. They got the same one fool in the Netherlands just responding to everyone. Please refer to the community guidelines. Telling me his name is David and whatnot. And this is all in the middle of Dana trying to act up and trying to be disrespectful to Cejudo. Like it makes you look at things a little bit differently. If Dana White was in control of everything, and he had that type of authority where people could come up like Cejudo and want to fight Volkanovski, want to come back in, want to test themselves, see how far they could go, defend titles, it would make more sense if Dana would be like, no, you can't do that because this, and this, that's foolish. I don't agree with that. I'm not going to let you do that. If he actually had the ability to make decisions like that. But now that it's looking like he's just a front man, it just makes him look foolish. Especially after we see certain kind of outcomes. We see the Jigga Man fall apart. That fool got too cocky. He got full of himself. He did in this fight what Adesanya did against Blachowicz. Jigga Man, instead of staying focused, instead of staying determined and focusing on what he was supposed to do at that moment in time, he was thinking about Volkanovski. He was thinking about how that fool was dumb, how he messed up, how Dana did him dirty, how Dana didn't give him the fight, how the Korean Zombie's a punk and he's injured and he's going to try to leapfrog over him and take the fight even though he's ranked higher. But he's like, fool, you're injured. Why are you trying to do this? Just go out and rest and stuff. Like, Jigga Man was like offended by everybody. He got emotional. It was all in his head. He was mad. He thought that he should be having that fight. And that's a weird thing. That's like... As soon as that drama started escalating, I started to get real nervous because I wanted Jigga Man to win. And when I saw how bad he wanted that fight against Volkanovski and he didn't get it, it's like that. You know, like, do you ever have a job and you put in for a promotion and then some dumb fool that you know doesn't deserve it got it? And then you're trying to do your pathetic job. Still, you're like, fool, I should have your job. Like, how am I even going to do this job now? That's how it feels. Like when Jigga Man was trying to fight for the title, in his head at least, knowing in his head that he fully deserved it, that he was the best one, that Volkanovski is the easiest fight in the division for him, the Zombie's nothing, and then he has to fight Cater to him. He's like, that's insulting. I don't want to fight this fool. And then he just like, he was in the wrong place mentally. So Dana's not letting Cejudo do what he wants. Jigga Man said no, and he got put in a bad place. Dana White's telling Cejudo no. Now I know it's a little bit differently. It's different for Cejudo because it's not like he's in a current fight that he needs to focus on or anything. So it's not gonna mess up his head in any way like that. But Dana White's over here trying to tell Cejudo no. The champ, the Olympian, Triple C. Again, I touched on that in the last video, how ridiculous it is that Cejudo can't fight and that Dana White saying he's been out forever, it's been too long, other fools are progressing. John Jones, the last time he fought was longer ago than Cejudo. Okay? Conor McGregor, look at all the time that he spent out. All the time that he was injured. All the time that I don't know what he's doing. He's locked up. I don't know, but he spent more time out. He comes right back. Title fights. Contender fights, whatever it is, pay-per-views, Dana doesn't say nothing. But Conor McGregor is eager to jump on it. Let me get to this. As Dresden. Don't be so hard on Adesanya. He saved me money. When that fool started making out with Halle Berry. I canceled Netflix with a quickness. Yeah, look it. That Halle Berry movie, it almost seemed like it was about something else other than fighting, you know? It almost seemed like the machine was trying to tell us, something that it's trying to tell us in every single other thing that it puts out these days, instead of the thing that it's proposing to put out. I see exactly what you're saying, as Dresden, and I don't care who it is. I don't want to see Adesanya kissing anybody either. And I know that he's even gone above and beyond that with the likes of like Paulo Costa and whatnot. But yeah, that fool needs to chill out. That fool needs to chill out. I probably would cancel Netflix as well, but there's things on there that I gotta screen record and whatnot for my videos. Forever pressure washing. Please tell my girl Nina Carlos. Oh, I thought her name was Nina Carlos. I was like, yeah, I never heard a name like that before. That sounds like a celebrity name, Nina Carlos. That sounds like a cool name, actually. You know how they have like Benifer and like Jayonce, or like I can't remember all those celebrity names. You got that Nina Carlos. I like that. I like that name. Please tell my girl Nina Carlos loves her very much. Look at Nina. Nina, first of all, I want to say that I'm impressed that you're watching right now, and it means a lot to me. I have a 2% female audience right now, so anytime I get any of the ladies in here, I'm humble. So I appreciate it very much. And I got good news for you as well. You just blessed me with some good news and your viewership, and I'm thankful. And Nina, I want to say that Carlos loves you very much. Partly because of you helping up the Grandmaster. He supports that a lot. But for other reasons, I'm sure, I don't know your life. I don't know the details. But if you come, $3 ain't cheap. There's a lot of things you could buy with $3. And he decided to put it here just to shout out his love. And that's very special. So Nina Carlos, the homie Carlos wants to tell you that he loves you very much. So Dana White said no to the fight. Dana White said that he didn't want Cejudo coming in. So McGregor jumps on it. He's like, hey, I know I weigh 200 pounds and everything right now. This might be a fight I could win, though. This might be a fight that I could win. Hold on to that thought. XC Berserks, did y'all see the interview where someone asked Dana if Conor would face Charles for the bout, and he didn't seem to mind the idea of it? But Henry's a bad idea? That's what I'm talking about. That Dana White knight in shining armor, always coming through for the golden boy. It never fails. Dana White lies on top of Dana White lies, acting like in one case something is wrong, but then in the other case it's all right. And it's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that we're not hearing about. It's a Dana White power move, a Dana White power play. I'm just going for all of them right now. I know that Dana White privilege is more mainstream, thanks to appropriation. You know what's very ironic? The whole Dana White privilege line going mainstream, that's appropriation right now. They're appropriating the sayings of the Grandmaster. I got appropriated. It feels weird. I don't think I ever got appropriated before. Does that mean I made it? Should I be offended? This is the first time in my life. I know it happened months ago, but I just right now realized that I got appropriated. Do I have to call somebody? Should I put something on Twitter? The Grandmaster got appropriated. It's dirty. XC Berserks is dirty. That's what I'm talking about. I look at to this day. I don't know if your name is I or Al. Grandmaster, no disrespect, but your Jones triple cringe comparison is dishonest. Jones defended his belt plenty. Cejudo ran away with the quickness. Look at with all disrespect. Look, most of those wins and title defenses that we could go into this. I don't want to make the whole show be about this. We could make a whole show on its own about the fallacy that is John Jones. But most of his wins at that forefront, the most impressive ones, the ones that got him the name that he has, they were all when that fool was juiced up. That fool was juiced like a Capri Sun. And we have to acknowledge that. After that, after John Jones's TRT, his TRT area, that fool, then it got to the phase where everyone's like, did he win that one? Did he win that one? I don't know if he won that one. It's just fight after fight, but he kind of didn't win that one, huh? And it was like, how cool? It couldn't be more obvious. He's dominating, killing, destroying, winning, juiced up. They bring in USADA. He kind of didn't win that one, huh? Hey, that one was rough. Was that a draw? But he won? That's fine. Hey, he lost that one, huh? But we're saying that he won. All right. It just kept happening. That's the way that I look at it. That seems dishonest to me. With all disrespect, that seems honest to me. Dishonest to me. And Cejudo just got a completely different status. The ways in which he wins, the ways in which he's dominant with no juice. You know, that fool's all from concentrate. There's no juice in his game. Olympian? I think it's just another level. Like, just the way that John, what's his name? Dana White treats McGregor like he's on a different level. Like, it doesn't matter. It's just him. That's how he should look at Cejudo. It doesn't matter. That's Triple C. Doesn't matter. That fool was able to make Mike Tyson somewhat coherent on that one podcast with Khabib. That Triple C's on a different level. And I understand. Cejudo did run away with the quickness because he's like, forget this. I just made enough money. I don't need to keep doing this if it's not going to be the right amount of money. Forget that. Whereas John Jones is like, what else am I going to do? If I don't keep doing this, I'm going to be locked up. I don't know how to contain myself. Cejudo will be okay doing other stuff. He could be a coach. He could be a motivational speaker. I don't know. But John Jones is like, if I'm not doing this, I got no options. So Cejudo was like, I got options. I could go get on Twitch. I'm likable. John Jones will freak out his first stream and break his gaming console. Forever pressure washing. She loved that so much and laughed so hard. Thank you. Hey, it's my pleasure. I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to do it. Forever pressure washing. I wish you and Nina Carlos much love and success. They say, I don't know if it's true, but one of my homies back in the day, he used to say that the couple that pressure washes together stays together. So that's the secret right there. Hey, thank you. Look, I definitely upped the production. You know, everybody kept telling me, get a green screen. You want to make it in the business? You want to get the green screen. I got the green screen right there. And I really do think that it enhances my videos. I think I kind of went up to that. I got on like that CG. Like, a lot of people ever since I got it have been saying that I'm like the most Marvel creator on the platform. And I definitely, at least in the MMA community, I don't think any other MMA type of personality has a green screen. So very thankful. Shout out to the green screen. Hold on, let me catch up on the chat. I had to scroll down a little bit. Boss Squeeze, GM versus Phony Ferguson for Dana White privilege. Yeah, we will have some kind of, we will have to do something weird, like some kind of like a awkward good mythical morning kind of thing. Cause like with Phony Ferguson, I actually never heard. You know, I know on Twitter and in the forums and stuff, people come up with some very clever nicknames. I've never heard Phony Ferguson. Is that already a thing? Cause that's very funny. I've never heard that one. But we will have to do like a good mythical morning kind of thing. Cause you don't want to waste an opportunity like that with someone like with Tony Ferguson. You want to do something weird with that fool. You know, like in a fighting type of capacity. Mitchell Mason. Mitchell Mason. On that cowbell prescription. Grandmaster, you think Dana is trying to protect Conor because he's a good kid? It's a lot of people that, you know, it's funny how they play around with that syndrome, you know? Like they burn down the library or like they stab someone's tires. And they're like, yeah, but they're a good kid, you know? They're a good kid. Fool. Total depravity and whatnot. Like, people like that don't understand. Like, they're always looking on the bright side of things. They're always trying to find the silver lining. And sometimes it's to their own, like, demise, you know. Like, sometimes you gotta call something what it is, you know. But John Jones, he's a good kid. Did you see him steal the paint cans from those? Yeah, fool. Then he walked around the corner and sniffed them. He shoved the paint straight up his nose. You gotta look at the intentions. You gotta look at the intentions. You know that the road to Bellator is paved with good intentions, right? Good intentions. Some people think they're doing the right thing. Hey, give me those cans and make sure someone's filming me so they can see what I'm doing. And then what are you gonna do? You got that integrity though when the camera turns off. When the stream dies. What you gonna do then? But for whatever reason, Dana White is choosing to look at him as if he's a good kid. Yes, that's what he's choosing. That's the lens he's choosing to look at him through. XC Berserks. Henry over here defending both bouts has a funny persona, yet Dana over here ignoring him, making Insta videos, eating Kool-Aid pickles. Disrespectful. I don't even know if I follow Dana White. I might, just to see what that fool was up to. But you're referring to those stupid Fridays, right? Where he just eats like the dumbest things. Kool-Aid pickles. Hey, that fool's a weirdo. That's what I'm talking about. You gotta look at the things that Cejudo has accomplished and the ways in which he's done them. And when he decided to leave, why? Why did he do it? Because ESPN calls the shots. It's not up to me. Well, full step aside then. Get the rocking here. It is disrespectful. Fool's probably eating those pickles right now, laughing it up, or crying. I can see that fool eating pickles and crying right now. Devin Holland. Hey, old man, shout out from South Africa. Hey, that's far. That's far. I always get tripped out when people say that they're watching from someplace so far from me like that. I appreciate that. I'm sure there's a lot of other things you could be doing in South Africa right now. So that's trippy. The fact that someone's sitting there right now in South Africa watching this, it blows my mind. Thank you so much, Devin Holland. Oh snap, I'm behind. Adam Jeremy. GM, the Discord group was great this weekend. Very welcoming, solid community. Homie Dana versus Tito in boxing. Who do you think got to stay blessed, man? I think Dana will beat him up. It was sad to see that last fight with Tito. Who did he even fight? I don't even remember. Was it Silva? That was sad. That fool went down like Pacquiao. That was sad. And those of you that are in the YouTube membership and are in the Discord, I want to let you know that I definitely miss going in there, and I have every intention of going back in there. But I made some decisions this month. I thought I was gonna be going back in there at the beginning of this month, but I made some decisions, and I'm under some obligations and whatnot right now that I need to fulfill before January is over. So I'm kind of like going crazy. So I'm kind of working day and night to make sure that I fulfill certain things. And then I'm going to do February differently. I need to be able to enjoy my life a little bit more and to have freedom. And like I said before, Discord is a fun thing for me. So whenever you see me in there, that means that I'm doing life right and I'm able to have some fun. When I'm not in there, that means I'm unorganized and I'm a workaholic, and that's not good. A lot of people say I'm a workaholic, like that's a good thing. That's not good, fool. Especially if you got a family. I don't want to live like that. I don't live to live, homie. Yeah, Dana would sleep that fool. But I'm glad that you're in there, Adam Jeremy. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad they were very welcoming. I knew they would be. Dennis Lane, Grandmaster, you didn't clean up your piano yet. Are those Masters of the Universe toys on it? Jake, hey, what? Thanks for the Below the Beanies. No, that's the WWF homies. That's Mankind, Hulk Hogan, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon. I got all the homies. I got the Masters of the Universe somewhere, though. I don't think I got any of them nearby. Yeah, I don't got any of them close to me right now. I had to do a lot of cleaning up. If you were on my last stream, you saw what I was dealing with. It was pretty bad. But I don't got them in here. But I tell you guys, I don't get rid of nothing. Do I have anything right here? Oh, look at some of my collectibles. I got the Kobe Bryant rookie card. Look at that. I don't play. Kobe Bryant when that fool was still in high school. I got the other Kobe Bryant right here. You thought I just had Kobe? I got Shaq rookie cards. I'm trying to get these graded so I could get a new camera. Shaq, I got the Emmitt Smith rookie card. You thought I was playing? I got Troy Aikman rookie card. You already know I get down with the Cowboys. I mentioned that before. Brett Favre rookie card. Now look, I know you're like, hey, fool, my Theo got those ones too. But no, your Theo doesn't got, what's that fool's name? I already forgot. The Derek Jeter? Derek Jeter, for real? You don't know nobody that got a Derek Jeter rookie card? I got boxes. I'm telling you, I got more. I had to close down my storage. Look it. This is a little thing. This was a little cookie can right here. This ain't it. I got one full of Masters of the Universe somewhere. The piano is pretty dusty though. It's pretty dirty. Cole Mason, I missed you. Where are you at? Cole Mason, Grandmaster, thank you. Call my brother Mitchell Mason a true gangster. Shout out my other brother. Oh, Lechuguita. Grandmaster, hold on, let me get Grandmaster, thank you. Call out. Wait. I don't know how to read. Hold up. Grandmaster, thank you. Call my brother Mitchell Mason a true gangster. Shout out my other brother, Lechuguita. Hey, Mitchell Mason, I don't know if you knew this already. I don't know if you were denying it. I don't know if you were resisting it. I don't know if you were claiming it, but you weren't quite there yet and you were waiting to get promoted or whatever. But I'm here to tell you today that according to Cole Mason, your brother, su hermano, he's telling you that today, what's today? On January 17th, today, Cole Mason, your brother, is telling you, Mitchell Mason, you're a true gangster today. OG status. All right? Write it down. Mark your calendar. January 17th, Mitchell Mason, true gangster. Congratulations. But be like a good true gangster though. Don't go like rob any old ladies or anything like that. And shout out to Lechuguita. Shout out to the homie Lechuguita. Boosting that metabolism and whatnot. Seti! Oh, snap. Message retracted. Oh, snap. Seti. Look, at what usually happens when people donate and it says message retracted, it means that it was an accident. So, Seti, I got you. Don't even worry about it. It's all right. It happens. But, it's also very funny if you donated that just to say message retracted, but don't even trip. I'm not even worried. Look, just to break the awkwardness. Don't even worry about it. Oh, time has come. Grandmaster, don't fear the reaper. Alright, it's alright, Seti. Don't even worry about it. You know what is funny though? One time, somebody donated, I think it was like $300 or something like that. $300, and then it said message retracted, and I was a little bit confused. And then the fool emailed me, and he was like, Grandmaster, I'm sorry. That was an accident. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't want you to get excited about the money, and then I had to take it back. And I responded. And I started the email like, hey, fool, where do you get off? Who do you think you are? And I was like, where do you get the nerve and everything? Hey, fool, if I even saw you and then I tried to make it long enough, and then I was like, hey, fool, I'm just playing. It happens. Don't even worry about it. It was an accident. I understand. Don't even think about it. And he never responded. I was like, oh, man. Just imagine, you know how sometimes you get an email and you only see the top part of it? I wonder if he saw it and it was all bad and he's just like, oh, I'm unsubscribing. And he never even opened it. I don't know. But I feel bad about that. Sometimes I'm like, did he even read it? Or I don't know. I don't know how he took it. But I was just trying to have some fun with the situation. But Conor's trying to fight with Cejudo. He knows Cejudo wants to fight. Cejudo wants to fight, and he knows that could be a big storyline because of who Cejudo is, because of how he's been out, because of how he wants to come back. Dana doesn't want him to come back, and Conor's like, wait a minute. Dana will do whatever I want, though. And if Cejudo wants to come back this badly, and the reason why Cejudo left is because they weren't offering him enough money, I could make Cejudo money because I'm Conor McGregor, and Dana will make it happen for me. So I could get Cejudo to come back. He's way, way, way smaller than me, especially now since I'm 250 pounds. Everything is perfect in this situation. I think I could make this happen. So Conor starts calling out Cejudo on Twitter because that's what it was. It was a call out. I don't know if you heard Conor put on Twitter, and I think he deleted it because he got embarrassed. He put something that, how did he write it? That Cejudo was a little punk, or he was a little fart or something like that. And then Cejudo's like, fool, you're calling me a fart? And how did he say it? He's like, how would you even know what a fart is? You always run out of gas or something like that. He had to come back like that. You know that fool was all proud when he posted it. And then Cejudo posted a picture, double chomp, and Conor getting choked out, and then double champ. And then Cejudo winning. And Cejudo's like, he's not backing down from that. And you already know Conor posting that, like, what? Why do fighters do that on Twitter? It's a call out. When fighters start talking babas like that on Twitter, there's no other reason. It's a call out. Especially the mentality that Conor McGregor has. It's only business. It's just business. That fool's trying to get a fight. That fool's trying to look for more fights than Dana White. So I think he's capitalizing on the situation where he knows he wants to fight. Dana doesn't want to let him fight. The reason he left was because he wanted money. Conor can make him money. He's way, 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 way smaller. Conor's way, 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 way bigger. Henry Cejudo has all these accolades, and Conor thinks that's what's going to make him look good. Double champ? Triple champ? Olympian? Imagine if I beat that fool? Conor's getting desperate. Conor's getting desperate, and then put himself right back in the news. It was a smart move. Conor put himself right back in the news before he even did this call out. How did Conor put himself back in the news? Oh, I don't know. I'm not going to make any accusations right here, all right? I'm just showing you screenshots. You know, a screenshot is not an accusation. Were there people saying that it's possible that Conor McGregor threw petroleum bombs and pipe bombs and stuff like that into his own place for insurance purposes because he's not fighting and he's injured and his stock is going like this? Were other people saying that? Sure. Did I make references to it? Possibly. But I'm just giving you screenshots right here. Would it be a clever way to put himself back into the news cycle right before calling out Cejudo? Sure. But I'll let you come to your own conclusions. Grandmaster, I'm about London mics. Grandmaster, I'm about to start mixing on fools who think they could get down and don't even train with you. See, there's a certain kind of ignorance sometimes that you see. It's like when you watch the Epic Fighting Championships, that promotion that I was talking about the other day, where you got tag team matches, you got fools fighting ladies and stuff like that. People not having respect for the art in which they're participating in. It doesn't make any sense. And you see fools going in there and risking their lives. Trying to create a livelihood out of something that might take their life. You ain't gonna have a life for the livelihood to pursue, fool. You can't go in there because you got a Theo who lays some boxing gloves on you, or because you watch Bloodsport a few times. You gotta train properly. You gotta take what you're doing seriously, or you could get hurt. London mics. I don't know. Maybe instead of throwing hands, you throw some links at them. Just say, look, fools, let me lace you up. Go home and watch this. Then we could get down. Then we could both have some kind of intelligence in what we're doing right now. I don't know. Maybe show some mercy. I'm not sure. Mitchell Mason. Mitchell Mason, I have a feeling that you've been deserving it. I have a feeling that you've been deserving it, and that it's just the right time. Like something like this happens sometimes where you're already due for a promotion, you know, the bout promotion, whatever. You already know the moves, the techniques. You've been rolling, you've been competing and stuff like that. And maybe it was just weird because of holidays. And especially today being Martin Luther King Jr. Day and everything. And then maybe you're like, oh, I don't know if it's going to be an off day, if he's going to be here or what's. Everything lined up. Everything is aligned today, Mitchell Mason. You are more than welcome for that G status. You deserve it. I know you'll be out there rolling like a G, doing your thing, representing. I don't think Conor's going to get the fight. I don't think Conor's ever going to be back in anywhere near a weight where he could fight Cejudo. Now, you might be thinking, well, Cejudo looks like he's probably like 200 pounds himself right now. So maybe they fight at like light heavyweight or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how they would cause that to work. But I think instead of Conor going down, I think Cejudo came up. I think Cejudo came up today like Mitchell Mason. Who's coming up left and right. Amanda Nunes, I have to touch on this. Amanda Nunes is leaving AT&T. Did you hear about this? This is one of those things that's not up there. I mean, if people are talking about Dana White, people are talking about Conor McGregor, people are talking about Jigga Man and Joe Rogan, you're probably not going to hear about Amanda Nunes. It's probably not at the top of your feed. Amanda Nunes is leaving AT&T. She's starting her own gym. She's starting her own gym. There's a lot of things that we could think about this. And I know there's a lot of examples that you guys will be thinking about that I don't even remember right now. Because I only have one green tea this morning. Usually I have 3. But Amanda Nunes is leaving her gym and she's starting her own gym. Does that work? Did it work for Cowboy Cerrone? Doing their own thing, taking off with their own people. Did it work for Cowboy? Did it work for Mike Perry? Did it work for Colby Covington? Now, you know how I feel about Colby Covington and who didn't win that fight. But on paper, did it work for Colby Covington? Did it work for Tony Ferguson? Does it work when people are like, I'm going to take my training into my own hands. You guys chill out. I'm going to do my own thing. I'll be back. I'm going to take a win. I'm just going to go train in my garage. I'll be ready to go. Does it ever work out? So it took me a couple minutes till my brain rerouted. I was like, oh, she's not leaving AT&T to go train at another gym. She's opening a gym for that passive income. Because, I mean, I don't know if she's going to be the head coach. Maybe. As far as I know, I don't know if there's any gyms. Like, you got AT&T. You got AKK. You got the American top teams. You got... I don't know, that one that Adesanya and Dan Hooker goes to. I always forget the name of that one. You got all these different ones. You got Jackson Wink. You got all these different gyms. I don't think any of them are ran by a lady, right? Any of them. Is there any that I'm not thinking of, that I'm not remembering? She might be like, I'm going to be the first one. I'm going to be the first one. Maybe she's trying to make history right now. I don't know, whatever. Maybe that's a cool, clever idea. I don't know if any of them. Someone says TriStar. Is TriStar ran by a lady? I guess TriStar's ran by a lady. I never heard of TriStar before. Cyborg, does she run her own? Does she run a gym? Maybe, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I was thinking, Amanda Nunes is going to go train somewhere else. That never works. And like, she's been with AT&T forever. She was winning forever, except when she fought Valentina. She loses this one fight, she's gonna leave? That doesn't make any sense. To start off brand new, trying to go for the rematch, so you got dominated and you think that's a good idea. But then I was like, oh, she's just trying to do this for business. I saw someone say in the chat right now, she's probably gonna retire. She's probably gonna retire. She's just trying to make that money. She's just trying to become a business person now. So TriStar is GSP's gym. What? I don't know GSP's coach was a lady. I'm not hating, but I mean, explains all the hugging. I never knew that. I learned something new today. I just got another wrinkle in my beanie, and I got a lot of them. People always questioning the knowledge of the Grandmaster when they just roll up and they don't know this channel. You see these wrinkles? I know sometimes when I'm sitting back, it's hard, you know, it kind of blends into everything, but you got to respect the wrinkles. People never consider stuff like that. Hey, you know what? Look at somebody. Thank you, LZ41681. So people have been asking. I've been seeing it coming up repeatedly, and I'm actually very intrigued by this. I've seen a lot of people asking for the green tea matcha lemonade recipe that I've been drinking. I'm gonna post it somewhere because I first of all, I don't know what it is. I need to ask what it is, and I don't want to just try to reply to every single one because I might miss people. So I think I might do a short video. I know to some of you sounds dumb. You're like, fool, I'm about to unsubscribe. You're gonna be posting videos about recipes. Not fool, leave. I saw someone say that the other day. He's like, fool, if you do another video that's like an hour and a half long, I'm unsubscribe. I don't have time for that. I was like, kick rocks, homie. I don't got time for you, homie. You know that one? I got time today. I don't got time any day for that. If you don't like the hour and a half, get out of here, fool. I'm here for the people that are down with the hour and a half. That's who I'm here for. That's who I'm making content for. So one day, it might be a 15-minute breakdown of Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov. The next day, it might be a video of my green tea matcha lemonade recipe. And the next day, it might be me singing karaoke to Celine Dion. Whatever it's going to be. Because I'm here to have fun. I'm here to do my thing, all right? Kick rocks, homie. Look at me, I sound like Dana White over here now. Fool, if you don't like my channel, then you can leave, all right? I don't want to hear what you have to say. Because I got thick skin, fool. And nothing bothers me. Because I'm going to do what I feel like, all right? That's what I'm sounding like right here. Look at, fool. Got me all like Dana White. Powerless. Oh, snap. Mr. Big Dolce Bag. Mr. Big Dolce Bag. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. AGM, take this time to take a sponsored green breed take on me. Thank you, Big Spender. I appreciate that. Mr. Big Douch. Douchy? Fauci. That's the only other pronunciation I've ever heard like that is Fauci. Mr. Big Douchy Bag. I appreciate that. I'm going to take this. Look, it goes against everything I believe in. It goes against everything I believe in, homie. But I'm going to drink this right now because I already finished. I already finished the green tea matcha lemonade. Where's my refill? I already finished the whole thing. It's already melted ice and everything. So I'm going to have to rock the Kirkland right now. But I have been needing a little break, so thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. I don't think I ever seen you here before. I don't recognize your profile. But I don't know if you're new here. I don't know if you've been lurking or whatever. I appreciate you. Thank you. You could already tell I needed a little break. But I'm going to post it somewhere because I want to make sure people could enjoy it like myself. Do. Hey, people were asking for you. You're like popular in the MMA community right now. The other day when I was streaming, I think it was the Mexican Fight Companion. Everybody was like, where's Do? Where's he at? You don't leave the GM leaves you. I like that. That's a screenshotter right there. You don't leave the GM leaves you, homie. That's right. I appreciate that, Do. Seti, the $20 donation was for more cowbell. Well, I'm glad that I delivered. I'm glad I did it. I would have felt bad now. Thank you for the entertainment, GM. Watching while working from home. Shout out to my hubby, Misguided. Shout out to the homie Misguided. I need to get more like a vertical camera because I'm starting to feel really self-conscious doing this weird thing all the time. I don't like it. It feels weird. My thighs were burning the other day because people were so generous. Shout out to the homie, to the hubby. Misguided. Thank you, Seti. Thank you. Seti, don't fear the reaper. So we don't know the future of Amanda Nunes. It blows my mind how some people saw the fight against Peña and they're like, she was so out of character. She was so different. She was so a shadow of herself that it was just an off night. She'll be back. And the next time she'll knock her out. She'll beat her. And it's like, wait a minute. That's not a showing of how absolutely outclassed she was and how superior Peña was and how much better Peña was and whatever other mentally things are affecting. You're going the other way. Oh, she lost that bad? Oh, that means she'll win next time. What? I mean, I think a lot of times people look at the fights like you look at an air ball. Where like someone shoots the ball and it just airballs. You're like, oh, that was his fingers were slippery or something weird happened. That was like a freak shot, He'll make the next one. You can't look at it that way. There's too many different things at play. That's just like a shot, You got to take all the training and the mentality and the weight cut and the fights before that and the things leading up and who's in the rankings and who's your camp. And there's too much to consider. There's too much moving around in that situation. You can't look at it that simply. Now, I got two more things I want to touch on real quick before I wrap this up because I got to make a breakdown for you guys. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to upload the breakdown today or tomorrow. I'm not almost done, but I'm on track to be done today. Possibly. But I want to touch on the Jigga Man thing. I was saying repeatedly, Chikazi was going to win. He was going to win. He was going to win. He was going to win. And look, I'm not trying to make everything about this because I know I make claims like that against Oliveira as well. And then he still shows up and he still wins. But I saw this and I was like, oh. I saw Chikazi rolling up into the building like that. Yeah. And my faith in him was a little bit shaken. And after the fact, it looked like maybe that fool was dressed up for his own funeral. I think he got a little bit to his head. I think he got a little bit emotional. He was absolutely outclassed. I got to put some respect on Cater's name. You see him against a fool like Max Holiday, and then it becomes easy to disrespect him, unfortunately. But obviously, that fool's a beast. And he got it. Good for him. I thought Jigga was going to get it. I was saying he was going to get it. I have full faith in his striking and his composure, but he lost his composure. And I talked about it a little bit ago. He completely... Jigga walking out of the Matrix. Omar Quiñones. How's it going? That fool's coming out the Matrix. He probably just came from the theater. But, I don't even know if it's out yet. That fool just lost his composure. He lost everything about it in the build-up because he was so distracted and mad at Volkanovski, at Korean Zombie, at Dana White. He was a mess. He was a disaster by the time he got to the cage. So, that's it. That's all there is to it. Misguided. When you believe in love, it believes in you. The green tea hearts and everything. When you believe in love, it believes in you. That sounds like a song or something. When you believe in love. Is that a thing? When you believe in love, it will believe. I'm thinking of that one song. When I fall in love. I'm thinking of a different song. When you believe in love, it believes. When you fall in love. Wait, no, that's A minor. When you fall in love, it believes in you. I don't know. It's hard when I get the beanie and the earmuffs. When you believe in love, it believes in you. Huey Lewis and the News. Do you believe in love? Hold up. I think someone's trying to steal your song. I was walking down a one-way street just looking for someone to meet. Hey, fool, that's cheesy. One woman who was looking for a man. Now I'm hoping Does anybody know this song? It's funny if you actually know this song, and if am I singing it right? That the feeling is right, and I'm wondering. This sounds so cheesy. If you'll stay for the night, so I'm coming. I don't wanna be lonely. I think that was a double entendre right there. Oh baby, please tell me. I wanna love. Whoa, fool. I wanna. What does that even mean? I wanna love you all over. I wanna love you all over. Do you believe in love? Do you believe it's true? Do you believe in love? Oh, you're making me believe it too. This sounds like a second grader wrote it. That's how you know it was a mainstream song. They always sound like second graders wrote them because they have to appeal to the masses. So pathetic. It's so like adverse. Misguided, you are a poet. You are a poet, and I don't even know if you were aware of it. But you as far as I'm confirmed, Misguided, you are a much better songwriter than Huey Lewis and the News. I'm gonna screenshot that. If you believe in love, it believes in you. I swear I just made that up freestyle. Hey, you gotta put that on SoundCloud, Misguided. Oh, okay, I see you. I've been watching your stuff for a little over 7 months. I catch your streams, but I never really interact because I'm always at work. I appreciate that just as much. Just the fact that you're listening at work and that you can't even respond. You're so in the grind and everything, but that you're still listening. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about that. I don't know if it's because I remember when I was working, when I had an actual job, and I would listen to even now when I'm listening to things while I'm working around the house and stuff. It's like so relatable to me because I know people that I like to listen to and things I like to consume when I'm working, and then to hear that anybody else in the world would even consider doing that with my stuff is like, oh snap, that's so weird. It's like a big compliment. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. Love is manipulation. Oh snap. Oh snap. And then I just want to say real quick, Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's in the news right now. This is gonna be real quick. I just want to address it. Do I always see eye to eye with Joe Rogan? No. That's not a jab at his height in any way or shape or form. I don't always agree with Joe Rogan. I probably never really agree with them on almost anything. And I don't know if I even listened to the podcast even one time since he went to Spotify. Maybe just clips and whatnot. Because I can't stand Spotify. It just, I don't know why. It feels kind of glitchy. And it always automatically opens and it drives me crazy. And I always try to delete it off all my devices. But everybody's attacking him right now. And I think what you got to remember, people are trying to get him off of Spotify. People are complaining to Spotify and crying and say that he's providing false information. And he's saying things that he shouldn't be saying. And he's not educated and stuff like that. A lot of people are complaining right now to Spotify and rallying to get him out of there. And I guess a bunch of doctors are coming together and they're writing letters to Spotify and they're saying that he's a menace to public health, which is very ironic, I think, because I don't think there's a bigger menace to public health than humans. So I think that's kind of a throwaway statement, a menace to public health. Hey, fool, all of us are. Look at how we act. Look at how we live. Anyway, I think you got to remember when you start trying to come after Joe Rogan. So, okay, so some people are asking, what did he do? I guess he made claims about some, how can I even say it so people don't start looking after me? Some kind of viruses, He made some claims. Here's the thing, though. I'm not going to take any kind of a stand. I don't care about that. He was making claims about it, and then some doctor came on and was trying to correct them, and then it was all over the news. Look, fool, Joe Rogan doesn't know anything. He was wrong. Look, here's the thing. Jason Hernandez, thank you, Jason. I appreciate you. Thank you, Jason. So look, I'll give you the real compact version. He was saying stuff, and of course the mainstream didn't like it, and now they want to silence him. Here's the thing you gotta understand about Joe Rogan. That fool's like, not even of the MMA community, because that fool's mainstream. He's like he's like the little kitty cat of the MMA community, but he's like that of like everything. He's like on that 9 Lives level. You can't kill that fool. How many times people try to come after him for something he said, something that he just laughed about, something that he was simply in the room and didn't even say anything about, but because he was there and because he didn't stand up and start crying, he was wrong and we should cancel. Look, how many times, and this is the thing, you can't cancel someone who refuses to be canceled because you have to be like very emotional and care what people think about you to be canceled. Plus, he's got too much money. He'll start his own Spotify. He'll buy Spotify. But here's the thing that I think is ridiculous about that. Am I taking a stance right now about if I agree with Joe Rogan? No, not at all. Who is that? I'm not taking a stance at all about if I agree with Joe Rogan. Here's what I'm saying. Here's my stance. Let's say Joe Rogan was saying dumb, hypothetically. Let's say he was saying, and it doesn't even have to be about the situation. Let's say it's about anything, about music, about fighting, anything. Let's say Joe Rogan said a bunch of dumb stuff that was wrong. He was proven wrong. In every way, it's obvious he was wrong. Should that fool be silenced because he was wrong and he's saying bad information? No! Never! If you are sitting here thinking that anybody needs to be silenced because of anything that they're saying, you should reside in a place where that's the consensus, you know? If someone says something dumb, I want to hear it. You know, like if there's a serial killer sitting next to me on the bus, I want to know that fool's a serial killer. Don't silence him. And look, if you're really listening to what I'm saying right now, then you'll realize whatever side of the fight you're on, you could relate to this, unless you're just hearing what you want to hear. I want to know who I'm dealing with. Let's say there's some crazy lady who's saying a bunch of dumb stuff and it's racist and it's awful and it's hateful and it's incorrect. Don't shut her up. I want to know who she is. I don't want to go sit on a roller coaster next to her. I want to know who I'm working with. I don't know why we're always trying to silence people. If someone is saying something dumb, let them talk. Let them make a fool of themselves. If someone is dumb enough to listen to the bad advice when there's good advice right there, let them. Let them stick their finger in the socket so they'll learn next time. I swear some people didn't grow up with the right tias or something like that. It's trial and error. You got to know what kind of a world you're living in. You got to fall down sometimes. You got to get a little cut on your knee. You got to stop being so soft. It's like all those memes I've been seeing lately. Someone that was born in the 80s. Someone that was born in the 90s. Someone that's born in 2000s. And they're like too soft now. People walking around without bones and stuff like that. We got this flubber generation. I don't agree with 99.913 of what Joe Rogan says, but I don't want them to silence that fool. I don't agree with anything that Oprah Winfrey says, but I don't want them. According to my narrative, I don't want them to silence her either. We gotta let people keep talking. And I know I'm speaking to a mixed crowd right here, and a lot of you aren't from America, so you're like, fool, what does that mean? If you don't want the there's a lot of people that want the freedom that America provides, but then they want to take it away like if they live somewhere else. I don't understand it. So that's all I'm going to say about that. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not taking a stance about what he should do or what you should do or what you should do with your medical or what. That's not it. I'm saying if someone's saying something good and wholesome, great, let them speak. If they're saying something dumb and incorrect, let them talk too. Eventually, the truth's going to be found out on either side, so just let it play out. That's it. If Dana White's saying a bunch of dumb stuff and incorrect stuff and inaccurate stuff, let that fool keep talking. It provides some entertaining content. You got to understand, I'm not saying that he was saying stuff, and I'm not saying that he wasn't. I'm not saying in any particular case that means that the fool was saying something that's good. I'm just saying, good or bad, mind your own business. Let him keep talking. Now I gotta go work on a breakdown for you, all right? And I'm happy to do it. I gotta eat something though. My stomach is speaking to me. I'm about to go silence my stomach speech. I want to thank everybody for being here today. I appreciate it. I was way late today and you still came through. It means a lot to me. Tomorrow I have to go do something. I got to go a few towns over and do something. I don't know what my schedule is going to be like tomorrow, but I'll be on here at some point. So just keep that head up. Thank you for watching the Below the Beanie podcast, the #1 MMA podcast on YouTube. If you're lurking, if you've been lurking, and you want to make sure you don't miss any of my uploads, then please consider subscribing. Look, I'm telling you, before January's over, I have to release 2 breakdowns, and they kind of have to do really good with numbers, or some homies that I'm dealing with. I just want to make people happy, you know. I'm trying to do good by people, and I just want to make sure that I fulfill my part, you know. So subscribe so you don't miss those breakdowns that are coming through. All right. Thank you for watching Mexican Martial Arts. Omar Quinones, sell your matcha lemonade, Grandmaster's House Tea. I should I wonder if I could get green tea matcha lemonade on the Teespring store. That would be cool. Thank you, Omar, for the idea. Don't forget to subscribe. I appreciate you. I'm so hungry.